DramaSpot reviews. Hello, fellow drama lovers, and welcome to DramaSpot, your new favorite destination for reviews of the hottest drama series. I have so many thoughts, so let's get into it. Previously on Meh. Mubashira discovers that she had not only one snake in her life, but two. She discovers that Hina has married her husband Muhib behind her back. And this brings up some deep-seated childhood issues of abandonment, and she just becomes severely depressed and stuck in the house for over a month. Her dad's really worried about her, wants to get her some help, and isn't sure she's going to agree, but luckily she starts seeing a psychiatrist. Speaking of depression, Hina works herself up into a frenzy over her fears of what Mubashir is going to do to her for her betrayal, that she lands herself in the hospital. And Muhib, they start exacting their revenge on him and sick the police on him, and it looks like they're going to try to charge him with embezzlement because there's no other legal recourse that they can go through. So they're just mentally torturing him at the moment. Zaid was the MVP. Last episode, he really stepped up and served as a protector for Mubashira at his father's insistence and urging, because he had no interest in being a part of their family drama, because the only person that he was interested in was Ayra, and he wanted to be by her side, but he was a good son and did as his father asked. Now Ayra, her brother Amir, is doing well. He has recovered from the heart attack and he is at home, and his wife is worried about their future and his health, and she is still determined to get Ayra married, and Ayra is still determined to keep Zaid a secret. Okay, so I didn't imagine it. One, Rayyan hates his sister Mubashira. That's why he didn't step up to help her. And two, there's definitely an attraction and a flirtation between Rayyan and Kashmala. Now that we're all caught up, let's jump into episode number 4, which I titled Unintended Consequences. Episode 4 opens up with Mubashira and her brother Rayyan, and I guess I will say it was kind of surprising interaction between the two of them. I knew that there was something off about their relationship, but I didn't think that it was to this extent. They definitely have unresolved issues. They have mommy issues. Rayyan has daddy issues. Between the two of them, they just have a whole lot of issues that they need to work through, and they're just taking out their frustrations and aggressions on each other. I mean, the whole family needs to actually see this Dr. Sitwat, the psychiatrist, because there are some deep rooted issues that need to be addressed and need to be healed. We have tension between Rayyan and Mubashira. We have tension between, or should I say, resentment between Rayyan for his father Jaffar, because he feels like his father loves the sister more and caters to her and forgets that he has a son. So they all just need to sit down together and see if they can heal. Did anyone notice that Mubashira and Rayyan were wearing matching pajamas? It would have been cute if they didn't actually hate each other. So it's interesting that they're wearing matching pajamas. I am so afraid that the drama between these two siblings is going to give their father a heart attack. There's no reason that this old man needs to run up the stairs to break up a fight between his two adult children, especially when he had already been seen, by a doctor at the anniversary party for having high blood pressure issues. This man is just extremely stressed, and neither of his children seem to recognize this because I think both of his children are narcissists. And they're only worried about their feeling and how everything is impacting them. And nobody is stopping to ask their dad if he is okay. Now, Uncle Jafar isn't completely innocent. He has contributed to what we're seeing happening in his home right now. And I don't know that him slapping Rayyan, that it was justified. I really don't understand why he slapped it. Is it because he felt guilty? He knew that what Rayyan was saying is true, or he didn't know any other way to express himself in that moment, but there was no reason to slap your grown son on the face. But now that I'm saying this out loud, maybe it struck a nerve because Rayyan was talking about his mother. So I don't know if Uncle Jafar divorced her. Don't know what happened there, if they're still married and that's still his wife. But that's probably really a sore spot for him. I mean, it's not a good look that your wife just up and leaves you and your two small children to go live her own life. But is that what happened? We have no idea. Is she even alive? What if Uncle Jafar killed her? I know the theories are just running rampant in my head right now, but we don't know much about their mom. So let's put a pin in that one. Hopefully, they'll give us some more background about what happened all those years ago. Let me know what you think in the comments. Just thinking about all the potential plot twist around their mom just gets me so excited. As I'm watching this, I had to pause just to say this. But does anyone else think that Zaid is just a driver? He's just Ira's chauffeur. He's a glorified chauffeur who's always driving her to a restaurant to have dinner. Like, that's the only thing that I see these two do outside of course, driving around again to find her brother. But what I will say is that he is definitely devoted to her. And when she calls, he comes a running. So kudos to you, Ira, for snagging Zaid. I'm still trying to assess whether I think these two are truly compatible. I'm not sure. I don't really see the chemistry there. I recently read something that said that we shouldn't marry the people that we are in love with because when the love disappears or we fall out of love with them, I guess we should say, then we realize that we have nothing in common, and that's what causes many marriages to fail. So, I don't know. I know he loves her. I guess she loves him? Not sure, guys. Let me know what you think. Since I've paused to talk about Zaid and Ira, let's just keep going. Ira makes me think of that saying that I used to hear my grandmother or my great grandmother say, where they would say, "Don't cut off your nose to spite your face." And I feel like this is what Ira's doing. I get it that you want to be independent, you want to know what it's like to have a job, but to what end? This is supposed to be a love match between the two of you, and it seems like you're either taking his patience for granted and seeing how far you can push Zaid, or you're willing to lose Zaid to have that independence you seek. Either which way, you run the risk of losing this relationship, which I assume is important to you. So I don't understand what you're trying to achieve. I know you said you're not a gold digger. You brought that up last episode, but I don't know. It's like you're trying to prove something, but to who? At the risk of sounding like an anti feminist, because I'm absolutely not, I guess you're trying to prove it to yourself. But my point is that if Zaid is really important to you, then you need to find a way to balance this out. Or you run the risk of just losing him altogether because at some point his patience is going to run out. At some point, both of your families are going to keep pushing and pushing because they just want the best for both of you and want you both to get married. Now, Asıya did warn Ayra, she did warn her, and she said, "You will hear my words. It's going to come back to haunt you." And I feel like it's so true. Ira thinks she has nothing but time, just like we all do, but time waits for no one and nothing. Asıya seems like a pretty decent sister-in-law from what we've seen so far, but I think that Ira and Amir are both testing her patience. I don't like the way that they disrespect her by ganging up on her almost. Like they're ganging up on her to lie to her or pacify her. And that's really not cool when she's just trying to do what she thinks is best for both of them. So I think that they should work on that and show her just a little more respect. Now, I still haven't been able to pinpoint the reason why Zaid gets so bothered when his father brings up Mubashira or her family. I know that he told them at breakfast that he thought that she was way too aggressive, but his reactions tell me that there's some history there because his reaction's a bit more visceral, like he's repulsed in the moment. I don't know. Did she approach him and he turned her down? Or was it vice versa? Have you noticed the same thing with Zaid's behavior? Let me know below in the comments. There was no reason for Zaid to be so rude to Mubashira in her house when I think that it was pretty big of her and it probably took a lot for her to thank him for the way that he took care of her at the anniversary party. And he just flips everything like, well, I only did it because my dad asked me to, and which basically, if you read between the lines, he's saying, I did it because my dad asked me to, and not because I actually care about you and what you were going through. And I think that was a pretty jerk move. You could have just said, oh, you're welcome, not a problem. Hope you're feeling better. But no, Zaid had to go in on Mubashira, bringing up the fact that, I'm sure you're the one that invited the bloggers, right? That he had to save her from. And that if it had been anybody else in her place, he would have done the same thing. So again, it wasn't about you, Mubashira, is what he's saying. Jerk move, Zaid. That's my stance on it. But Mubashira took it pretty well. She chalked it up to him being him and being so matter of fact about things, which tells me that she's experienced this type of behavior from him before. And she took it well, didn't seem very bothered, but I think that's because she's a jerk as well. Even though I love her, she is a jerk. So it takes a jerk to know a jerk, and they just move on. You know, they say there's a thin line between love and hate. Is that what's going on here between Zaid and Mubashira? Well, I, for one, really hope so. I want to see Ira crying because she's being an idiot and she thinks that Zaid isn't going anywhere. But he is. He's a catch, and Mubashir probably wants him. Now let's go to Casa de Treacherous Snakes. I don't even feel like calling them Mohib and Hina anymore. Breakfast is interrupted by a knock at the door, and Mohib is served with court papers which I'm assuming is the FIR that was filed for the embezzlement case. The complaint alleges that he owes them diamonds, office furniture, and home furniture. Now, those are pretty interesting items, and I'm wondering, is it true? Did Muhib take some things on the way out? Did he use the money in their account to pay Hina's bride price when they got married? Did he give Hina jewelry? How did he buy that jewelry? Where did the money come from? It's quite possible that Mubashira and her father set up a business for Muhib, and that's where the money's coming from, so they're trying to get everything back. Not that they need it. It kills me how self-righteous he's acting and that he's the only aggrieved party when he knew exactly who he was marrying. He admits that he married her for her prestige, and now he's upset that he had to work extra hard for it. Muhib, if I were you, I would give back everything and then some just so I could live my life in peace, because Mubashira will not let you rest until she's exacted her revenge on you. She's going to get her pound of flesh one way or the other. Are you going to make it easy on yourself or hard? That's the question. Oh, Kashmala, Kashmala, Kashmala. You have now found yourself at the Jaffar residence for the second day now, all because we know you really want to see Rayyan. Yes, you may want to genuinely see how Mubashir is doing, but you're there for Rayyan. Rayyan is a ladies' man and a smooth talker. And these things don't necessarily disqualify you from being eventually a good husband. I just question whether he's ready right now in this moment to become a husband or to pursue Kashmala seriously as her family would require. The two of them really need to tread cautiously because it's more than them just being family friends. There's also a business at stake that could have far reaching consequences that no one intended should this not go well, or end well, I should say, between the two of them. Zaid has made his position perfectly clear if you read between the lines of what he is saying. Zaid is a protector, and he would also want a protector for his sister. And what he saw in Rayyan during the anniversary party and at Mohib's house, he did not see a protector in Rayyan. And I know that he does not want someone like that for his sister. She's back. Mubashira has completed her Ita period, and she is outside to let them know you did not win. I did not forget about you. I am back. I enjoyed this confrontation way better than what we saw in episode 2. I feel like Mubashira had time to collect her thoughts, and she had a lot to say, unlike the first time around where she was just acting solely off of emotions. Today, she came to tell them what was on her mind. What was extremely funny to me was Hannah crying, asking her, "Why are you here? Are you going to keep doing this to me?" But I don't think it's ever occurred to her that she never apologized to Mubashira. And if she did, I don't remember it. So correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Let me know. I will happily go back and watch it. Anyway, I think Hannah absolutely deserves this slap. She betrayed her best friend. She is not sorry. The only thing she's sorry about probably is how much fear and anxiety she has because she's afraid of Mubashira. But other than that, doesn't seem to me like she regrets marrying Muhib and doing this behind her best friend's back. So I think we should slap her again. I know violence is never the answer. We should use our words and not our hands. But hey, this is a drama-filled show. Let's roll with the punches. No pun intended. Muhib's arrogance is going to be his downfall. I mean, if he had just showed some humility, had apologized to his wife, I wonder if she would have had some compassion and understanding because she knows exactly who she is and how demanding she is. His need for revenge is what has brought him to this precise moment right now. In Mubashira's quest for revenge, she has laid a curse, I feel like, on Mohib and Hina's marriage. And she's flat out told him that her mission is to get Hina to leave him. But he so arrogantly thinks that, oh, she wants him back. And she's like, you don't understand me after all of this time. And that just goes to show his arrogance. And Mubashira tells Muhib that she's going to humiliate them in the same place that they humiliated her. My mind was just racing, and I would love to see how all of that would go down. What would that look like? Are they going to come back groveling to her at her palace? I wonder. Did anybody laugh when Muhib said that Hina was a top of the line woman? I almost fell out of my seat when he said that. The hypocrisy, the sheer hypocrisy. Mubashira had it 1000% correct in her assessment of the situation. You're going to call Hannah a top of the line woman when she's the one that deceived her friend and stole her husband? Give me a break. Let me know that God is making allowances because someone is, oh, such a nice person that they get to have the grace to do these kind of things to their friends. I don't think so. I just loved how Hina's, oh, how much are you going to do this to us and harass us, just did not work out in their favor because she just showed Mubashira that she's winning, okay? That she is succeeding in making their lives a living hell. I love that. I loved when she then threw Muhib's words back at him saying, oh, how he has an us with Hina because Hina thinks about us. And she goes, okay, yeah, we have an us. It's you and me, and let's see who's going to win. In my opinion, the episode couldn't have ended any better than this, with Mubashira being the bigger person, although sarcastic, but the bigger person to congratulate the newlyweds. And then we have Miss Hina doing what she does best, which is crying. So I don't understand why you chose to marry this man knowing that your friend was difficult and would make you pay for it. Why? We're then left with the image of this not so happy family standing there thinking about all of their sins. I imagine that Mama Mohib's wondering, how did I go so wrong raising this son of mine? He marries this girl and now we're cursed. And Hina's probably thinking, "Ugh, I know I was old and wanted to get married, but not like this." And Muhib, he's wondering, where am I getting that $400,000 from to pay them back? All right, so the petty scoreboard is back. Maybe that's what I should call it next time, the petty scoreboard. Anyway, last episode, I thought that Mubashir was the big loser. She was at 0. Mohib was up by 2. But now the tables have turned. Okay, he's added 2 more points on, okay, by pretty much making Mubashira doubt herself and get her to see a therapist. And then Mubashira, she just killed it. She's filed cases against him, got the police to harass him. She has turned Hina into a nervous Nelly. And she was like the big person and congratulated them. I mean, I feel like I should have given her a bonus point for that, really. I'm so eager to know what everyone is thinking and feeling about this past episode. So drop your comments down below in the chat and let's have a discussion. That's what Drama Spot is all about. Until next time.
Drama lover, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Thank you for watching Drama Spot Reviews.